And we're live once again. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And of course, in some cases, good night, dependent on where you are in this world. Now, we're going to get on to not even the elephant in the room, but I'm sure you've been on social media. You've seen the video I've posted. We're led to believe Zubimendi was to be announced today for obvious reasons. That's probably not going to happen. Gyokeres and Sesko drama is still unfolding and we're being linked with Eze, etc., etc. People, appreciative to having you lot tuned in. As I always say, I hope you're doing well and I hope you're doing safe. I extend that to your loved ones. I hope you've had a great start to 2025. I hope we've had a great June, and I hope with it being the 3rd of July's been great. And I hope where your dreams and ambitions and aspirations and all of that stuff, obviously I hope you reach it. But I always say to you lot, I hope you have your health. Now, we got to address, it's not even an elephant in the room. I've done a video on it. First thing I would say is, RIP to Diego Jota. You would have seen, that unfortunately him and his brother have lost their lives and they were involved in a car crash. And it sucks. It sucks. I would say the saddest thing, and I'm naturally it's going to sound cliche and I'm going to get onto it, but I will say this, it sucks. It sucks. I'd say the saddest thing and the most lovely thing about life is unfortunately it goes on. The show must go on. And my heart bleeds for him, his family, and everyone in between. You got to judge your life on the legacy. And he's been a footballer. He's come from humble beginnings, done great things at Liverpool, got financial freedom for his loved ones and all of that kind of stuff, and touched the hearts of thousands and millions and whatever people. It sucks because the man's 28 years of age, just got married, just won something with Portugal, wears the number 20 and obviously just won a Premier League trophy. And 28 might be seen as old in footballing terms, but that's a young man. He's 2 years younger than me. I've just turned 30. And this is someone that's a son, that's obviously a father, that's a newlywed, so a husband. Unfortunately, he's not going to be there for his kids, innit? Not through no fault of his own, man. Obviously, his brother as well. And it sucks. It sucks. It really does suck, man. And it's cliche, but you do have to cherish life. You have to just cherish life. You have to go after what you want. Unfortunately, we've all got to meet our maker one day. Time is a currency we're all forced to spend. All you can do is manage it. So RIP Jota, man, and thoughts with his friends, his family, his loved ones, his close ones, obviously the wider footballing community, and without a doubt, Liverpool fans, man. It is sad, man. It is sad, from a footballing terms. Of course, Arsenal fans, will remember his exploits. The man scored goals for fun, and just in general, he scored with his nose, with his head. Very instinctive finisher, a great player, and I'm sure an even greater man. So gone too soon, man. May God bless his soul and give his family strength at this difficult time, man. I mean, what can you say? You can probably see I'm struggling for what can you say? I will say one thing that pees me off, and I'm going off topic and I don't want to put a sour note on this. It's more with social media. When you see people say things like rivalries aside, I'm sorry, but are you a fucking wallad? Like, are you a wallad? Are you a wallad? This is a human being that's lost his life. It doesn't fucking matter if he plays for Arsenal or Chelsea or Liverpool or Spurs or whatever have you. People are just very insensitive, man. But that's unfortunately you're gonna get that in life, man. But yeah, smash the like button. RIP Jota, man, and his brother again. And his brother even got married as well. Like flipping hell, man. Like it's peak, bro. Like it's sad, man. I think they'll delay any Zubimendi announcement they had planned today. Today's just not the day for it. Naturally, it's just not the day, man. It's not the day. I appreciate you, Rhinoceros, and appreciative to you lot tuned in. Do you know what? Yeah. And again, just going on life. Yeah. The wider footballing community. Obviously, we're a community. It doesn't matter what team you support. We all love football. It doesn't matter what race you are, religion, sex, all of those kind of things. This is a sport we all love, and this is someone we watched week in, week out, people. And it does come as a shock. But I put out a video in it, and obviously 99.9% of you are normal human beings that are empathetic and sympathetic and, paid your respects and keep it moving. Someone's like, why are you using tragedy for views? I'm like, I'm sorry. What are you on about? My track record speaks for itself. Anytime something like this happens, you see a video with me and all the isms and schisms, but let's not go on that. This is becoming a joke. We should sign our first choice and let go of the other. I don't even want to see the aftermath of the car crash. And this is why in life, I'll be real, you got to count your blessings, man. You got to count your blessings, and may God forgive us for any times we're ungrateful, anytime we've left our house or our safe refuge and come back and nothing's happened. You can literally lose your life in a car, walking down the street, anything can happen. So we really have to cherish that. I know it's cliche. Whenever something like this happens, either in your personal life or like a celebrity in the public eye, we do say these things about you have to cherish life, you have to do this, you have to do that, and that's right? But in a week's time, it's all back to normal, which is the beautiful thing and the saddest thing about life. Let's actually begin to take heed of these things and live like such. Chase your dreams, be a good person, forgive where you can forgive. And yeah, man, do it. Seize the day. Seize the day, guys and girls out there, man. Seize the day. Smash the like button if you haven't. Gyokeres joining Arsenal. Rodrigo joining Arsenal too. Zubimendi announced today, and Eze joining Arsenal too. Mascara joining too. It'd be lovely, but I need to see them all holding shirts, man. And Berta, what a window that would be, man. One love, DG Nation, 100%, man. So yeah, smash the like button and everything else. And yeah, man. And for me, it's the same, but it's not the same. But my heart bleeds for Liverpool fans, away from, you know, Yota's family and everything. It bleeds for them because obviously Ray has left Arsenal by an RIP him by then. But I remember the shock factor, and again, I don't know why, but there's this. It's quite sad. Like, I actually had a little tear, man, mainly because like you could, like, the wedding pictures and his family, and you're obviously seeing the celebrations from Liverpool on deadline day, the end of the season. He's kicking a football with his kids. It's sad, man. It's sad that them kids are gonna have to go through life and everything and not have their dad, but he's always gonna be with them, man. Legends don't die, man. They don't die. They don't die. Big up DG, been watching you for years. Say, so why are you? This is the first time I've seen you. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. It's a sad day for football. It's a sad day for humanity, man. It's never not. Oh, a man's lost his life for his time. 28 years of age. It's that. Oh, mate. And he was let's remember him in a positive way. I mean, there isn't any other way. And this is someone that I know a lot of footballers do it, but you always used to see little things with Jota popping up, like helping people out of depression and doing things for sick kids that happen to be Liverpool fans and all of that kind of jazz, man. You know, there's even shouts to retire his number 20 shirt. I don't know if Liverpool going to do that, but it'd be a touching tribute, man. It'd be a touching tribute, man. It is what it is. No, DG, at the end of the day, it's human beings. Stop chatting ish. Huh? I'm not sure what you mean by there, but yeah, thoughts with his family. It's devastating, man. It's devastating. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, there's very few things that are more important than football. This is one of them. It don't really matter about transfers. And today, no one don't really care. We're going to go over it, but no one don't really care about transfers and this and that. And the third, someone's lost their lives, man. This is and you know what's sad? You never know when it's your time to go. I don't know the context behind the car crash or whatever, but for all I know, him and his brother could have got in that car to go get some drinks to celebrate, you know, whatever they're doing, or go and get some food. And when they got in that car, put the car keys in, that was it, innit? It's sad, man. You have to really cherish life. Unfortunately, the man is dead, yes. He wore the number 20 and we won number 20, gone but never forgotten. Can never be forgotten, man. Legends don't die, bro. Man's he's a legend, bro. Married lot. That's the sad thing, bro. That, like, life is on the up for Donny. He had a great record. Let's remember him in a great way. He had a great record against Arsenal. He was a horrible man to play against. You know, Jota was a good player. I don't know where his future would have lied at Liverpool. I think there's other people that would have left, but you saw what he did at Wolves. You seen what he done at Liverpool. He was a thorn in Arsenal's side. He was, in a nice way, it's very disrespectful to us, the way he would score, the way he would dribble, twist up our players. Great player, man. Great player. Good, very good player. And it is a stark reminder that tomorrow's never promised. But everyone needs to take heed of this. Because in general, yeah, everybody, including myself, we always say this. We sit here and say this, tomorrow ain't promised. But do we ever truly comprehend that? Do we ever truly, in our personal, our private lives, how we take care of our bodies, you know, how we conduct ourselves? Do we ever take heed of that? And I think we need to, bro. Like, the man's 28. DG, it's not aimed at you. It's what you said. Is Jota might not play for Arsenal, but the man was clinical. DG is what you said. I totally agree. I hear that, man. Is it, bro? We could have dealt with him at Arsenal, man. Like, he was a quality player, man. Quality player. Gone too soon, man. What can you say, man? What can you say, man? What can you say? Very sad. Can't focus on transfers now. It's true, man. I don't want to, you know, respectfully to Jota, I've done a video, I've spoken about it. Like, I don't want to, not that you can't put anything but a sour note on this, but I don't want to just keep going on about it. It's heartbreaking, it's devastating. But if we're feeling like this and we don't know the guy from Adam, only God knows how his family is feeling about it. And I'd say the saddest thing for me is, and this is the last thing I'll say, and the saddest thing is for me is like his loved ones. Because you got to remember, this professional footballer, like, I don't know how his close relatives found out and stuff, but same way when I woke up today, I saw it in the Spanish newspaper, Marca. Smash the like button, people. We got 66 likes. Big up you lot. Can we get to 100? But I saw it in Marca. What if that's, you know, what if his mum just happened? I don't know. My man's on holiday on his honeymoon and whatever, and his mum's on social media and she's just gone on it and she's seen her son's dead, or uncle or whatever have you, just seen her son's dead. It's that kind of stuff that really gets to me, if I'm completely honest with you, man. It sucks, man. Like, it sucks. But yeah, condolences, man. Yeah, there's not bold. It'd be wrong for Arsenal to be announcing stuff, bro. It'd be at every club. Like no one don't care about transfers right now. It's not that people don't care. Like no one don't care about that. Like someone's lost their lives, bro. Freak accident, tire blew out, overtaking. You see what I'm saying? What a way to go, bro. Like what a way, a tire. You see how little things like that. I think with so much going on in the world, I hope people don't take life for granted. Exactly. And you got to go and look after your loved ones, man. Go and look after your loved ones and the people close to you, man. Like, water the plants that water you, because there's probably, we're all saying RIP Jota, rightly so, but there's probably people in your life that are taking you for granted and you're taking them for granted. You know, tomorrow's not promised, man. I do always try and think about that. If I died today, what would my loved one say? So, yeah, man. It is what it is. Like DG said, even if Jota's playing for Liverpool, put rivalry. Anyone that can't put, like, I'll be real, yeah. Like, a man's died, bro. Like, somebody's died, fam. Like, anyone that's thought, oh, well, Liverpool and the rivalries, you're a piece of shit. Like, you're actually a shit. Horrible. Who am I to judge, yeah? But you're a piece of shit. You're a horrible individual if you're like, oh, rivalries aside, oh, Liverpool. The man's a human being, bro. Like, he's a human being. And we've all got, unfortunately, we've all got to depart this earth one day. You know, these physical things that we're trapped into is just, it's not even ours, really. Our body's the only thing we've got. But once we die, we become compost and all of that. Our soul's the only thing we have. So people need to think twice about how they speak, what they say. It's horrible, bro. It's horrible, man. It's very, very horrible. It's disgusting, man. Big up, DJ. Hope you're well. Jota's situation just reminds me of how short life is. He was a great player, man. Great player. And I'm already seeing, you know, Liverpool fans, Wolves fans paying their respects at their respective stadiums. I'd imagine, you know, I don't know where he's from in Portugal, but his hometown or whatever. So yeah, man, it'd be nice to see Liverpool retire the shirt. I have seen them rumors. You'd imagine it's far too early for Liverpool to even be considering all of that. And again, spare a thought for his teammates as well. Like, imagine. Like, could you imagine if, I don't know, you're Van Dijk, you're on holiday because you've been in the international Nations League or something. I'm just making this all up. You've woken up early, had your breakfast, seen Donny's died, and you're calling his number, you're not getting any reply. Or if Van Dijk has a wife that is best friends or friends with Jota's wife, and you can see where I'm going with all of this, innit? He terrorized us, Marcel. Jota terrorized our shit. Big up Jota. You know, big up Jota. You know, was a bit of a diver. You know, did look to go to ground a bit early, but the man was he terrorized Arsenal. You know, very, for a little man. He had, I don't even think he's little, but he appears one of the shorter players. He had good aerial jump. He weren't a striker per se, but he was one of them. Like, he could score glamorous goals, dribbles, but instinctive finishes. That was a man that would score with his ear, with his nose. Good player, man. Very good player. Very good player, man. Very good player, man. Up for the big games. Player would have loved that Arsenal, man. Like, player would have loved that Arsenal. And naturally, every human being, I'd rather him be alive and terrorizing my club than obviously what's happened. But if we're feeling like this, Liverpool fans are feeling like this, imagine how a man's wife, bro. A man just got married. I assume, to his childhood sweetheart or something like that. And his kids, man, that's what breaks your heart, because you've got to be honest with your kid. Like, it's got to be heartbreaking, innit? It's got to be heartbreaking. It's got to be heartbreaking. Like, to tell your little children that dad's not coming home, or how dad's gone, and they're going to have to live with that. And one day they're going to go on Google or whatever have you, and they're going to see, like somebody said earlier, the aftermath and all of that kind of stuff. Like, oh, you can't put into words, bro. It's not like you can't put into words, bro. You can't put into words. And I'd say the saddest thing is life just goes on, bro. Everything is now boring today because of Jota's death. I wouldn't say it's boring. It just puts into perspective, bro. Like, no one don't, like, this is what I mean with, in general, when I always say, you lot think I say these things for no reason, but you lot that follow me know I always say this. As much as football means the world to me, whether you support Arsenal, Liverpool, see a bunch of fans in there, it doesn't really matter. The point still remains. If you're bitching about your football club not winning trophies, transfers, if that is the saddest thing in your life, yeah, and that's, or not even the saddest thing, if that's the thing that grinds your gears the most, do you know how much of a blessing that is? Like, TW's always here. How much do I always say football means the world to me? More than you lot would ever believe. But in grand scheme of things, it means nothing when you're seeing things like this. Oh, man. I lost my mother 36 years to cancer, cousin, car accident. May your mother and your cousin rest in peace, man. That's sad. I mean, cancer is something close to home as well. So that's how I lost my nan. That's why I actually feel I'm not immune to death, but unfortunately in my life, I've seen a lot of death very early. Lost my nan very early. Never met one of my granddads actually. Unfortunately, I have a lot of friends that, you know, owing to, you know, I read between the lines, lost their lives way before their time, man. So man, it's a bit insensitive, but this touched me, man. I don't know. I know why, because the man died, but this touched me, man. This really upset me this morning. Like, it really, 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 really upset me, and I'm sure you lot the same. Really upset me, man. Really upset me. Really, really upset me. This is a man that should be bullish about the World Cup next year, winning a trophy, or the retaining the Prem with Liverpool, enjoying his honeymoon, bullish about pre-season, spending time with his kids, brother as well. Like, his both her brothers are footballers. They've gone for, you know, married and whatnot. Oh man, what can you say, bro? What can you say? Bro, Jota's jumping crazy, bro, for a little man. Crazy. Like, the guy he had a lot. Left foot, right foot, instinctive, could dribble, transitional killer. He was always a player. Like, we said it when he signed for Liverpool. It didn't surprise me that Liverpool signed him, because he was a bait. Obviously, he's playing for Wolves, but he was a bait Liverpool player per se, if that makes sense. And that's one thing Liverpool have actually done very well. Maybe not, I don't know about so much now, but definitely in the height of Jurgen Klopp, they would always like sign bait Liverpool players. Like, you could see Mane's a bait Liverpool player, if that makes sense. You know, Robertson, bait Liverpool. Fair enough, he was relegated, but you could see where I'm going with it, man. It puts things into perspective. Football means the world, but this is, and even with that, yeah, like, even with that, I'm sure you've all seen this is very different, but this is why people need to be, you know, in a day and age here where there's a lot of fucking negativity in this world. We all know how the world's engineered and the system and the dark spirits as to why the world is what it is, yeah. And I'm going slight off topic, but we've all seen the Egal thing, innit? Big up Egal, shout out Aaron as well. Definitely not shout out that twat that was being very rude to Egal, because, you know, moving a bit mad, being very nasty towards foreign fans for one, talking about smashing glasses. Respectfully, I don't want to take it there, but, you know, you look like you're verbally writing checks that you physically cannot catch. You know, you're talking about a man's wife and his kid and all of these things. I don't want to encourage certain things, but these are things that how I've grown up. You don't be saying these things unless you're ready to throw up your hands in it. And if you say these things, your mouth's gonna get bust. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, and I always say this, and this is probably why, yeah, like, you see me with a lot of different kind of fans, and that, you know, the top Gooners, the bottom Gooners, you know, the Arteta sexuals, non-Arsenal fans, because in the grand scheme of things, fucking football, bro. Like, really and truly, one thing that annoys me with YouTube is, you know, people are too, and I'm talking about YouTubers against YouTubers, people are too happy with being nasty to each other. And I know you're behind the screen and you're in different countries and you're probably not going to bump into each other, but be nice, bro. In the grand scheme of things, do things have to get this personal over football? When you break it down, I think Arteta is the guy, and I'm not even necessarily talking about a guy, but I think Arteta is the guy. I think he's not. That is it. It's football. So you're going to take all of that and then be abusive and nasty and all of these things. Really and truly, is there any need? When you break, it's not even really and truly. Really. But this is the problem with life, bro. This is the problem with life, man. This is the problem with life. It's only when things like this become apparent that people want to be nice and just be kind to people, bro. I'm not saying you have to be kind to no reason, because there's definitely some bastards out there, but, you know, everyone just be a bit nicer to everyone, bro. Like, it is what it is, man. A very sad day in football. This really puts rivalries. I mean, it shouldn't even get into that, but I know what you're saying, and makes you think how precious life is. Fantastic footballer. My thoughts go out to his family, especially his 3 kids. That old guy was saying a lot of crap. And to Jess as well. And you know what the sad thing about a gal is? I got a lot of love for a gal. Like, I've met a gal in a person. Like, yeah, his opinions could drive you crazy. Like, my man's a madman with some of his opinions, but he's a very nice fellow. Like, you know what? One of the actual nicest guys in this game. Like, he's a very nice person. He's not horrible to people. Wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a fucking nice guy, bro. Like, and if I'm completely honest, let's be brute. In fact, you know what? Before anything, yeah, have a little juice for Jota, man. Have a little piece for Jota, man. R.I.P. Jota, man. The only thing I would say with Jota is that you're somewhere better than this world, innit? Like, you're either in heaven or wherever you go, you're free from, you know, all the fuckery that's in this world, and you're dancing in heaven with your loved ones and God, innit? But almost lost my trail of thought, yeah. One thing that annoys me, let's be brutally honest, with the greatest of respect to a gal, yeah. Duppy know you for frightened. Man are just doing that because it's cool to get a gal. They think he's a victim, and he's definitely not, but they think he's a victim. They think they can talk some sort of way, because there's people that have the same kind of opinions as a gal. They tread carefully. It's nastiness, and it shouldn't. And for someone that is in that guy there, yeah, that guy fair enough. You know, it is what it is. And it doesn't matter if you're a little kid or I assume in your 50s or 60s like that, man. It's one thing seeing teenagers and little kids saying that, not to excuse them of anything, but you're a 50-year-old man. You've probably got a wife. You probably, well, I don't know, man, but you've probably got a wife. You've probably got a kid. Why are you fixing up your face, fixing up your mouth to say that? And even if you genuinely believed in the bullshit you're saying, yeah, do you not think, my daughter or my son or my family, they know that I make content. They're going to see me like that. Because when they see, like, it's when you come out and say things like that, yeah, and you take it beyond football, you know, it says more about yourself than it does about a girl or anyone else. Man are just picking people. Sorry, man, my phone's going off. People are just picking easy targets, man. People are doing the bully thing. Let's be real. People are trying to do the bully boy thing. By all means, criticize the footballing opinions, get at him, call him heterosexual and do all those things. But the minute you're talking about a man's wife and his family and all the things that have nothing to do with his opinions on Arsenal, you're a twat. And that goes for everything, man. There's too much of this bullshit. Dup, you know, for frightened, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Guys will tread carefully if they say that to someone someone different on YouTube, let alone in real life. Talking about in the pub, I would have done this, bro. You don't even look like you lift up yourself, let alone a glass. And you look like it will backfire on you quickly. Very quickly. Everyone just, in conclusion, everyone just be nice to each other, man. Like, why? The world is already stressed. The world is already horrible, bro. Like, the world is already horrible. Why are you gonna take yourself and be more horrible to other people? Because it says more about you, bro. It's a dickhead thing. Cowards are picking easy targets. Tough man chase targets their own size. Everyone just needs to be nicer to everyone, innit? But some of the baddest people I know in this world, and we don't need to take it there, some of the baddest people I know will help your grandma with her shopping, will say please and thank you and all of this. But you want to do this. And let's be real, yeah. When it comes to this football thing, like, and I might be heterosexual. I'm gonna get a bag of heterosexuals and we're gonna do a witch hunt on someone that doesn't feel like that. Or I might, you know, misery loves company. I think everything about Arsenal is shit. I want to get everybody out the club, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. I'm gonna have that mob mentality. Man are not like that by themselves. If you are, I wouldn't say big up yourself, but at least you're like that, innit? Even though I don't agree, you're not like that by yourself, bro. You're not. You're not. You're getting confidence. I don't agree with it, but go and say that in private. And if you had the confidence to go say that on a public stream, what are you saying in private? Can't see him getting any airtime now on YouTube. Oh no, he will. Like, unfortunately, he will. He will. He will, because unfortunately, nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares, bro. No one cares. You see somebody get cancelled, they're back the other day. Unless you talk about certain groups or certain individuals or voice certain political views, that's the only way you get rubbed out. You see the platforms that do this, bro. Like, you might be banned you might stay away for a week or two or wait till it blows over in your back. We see it on YouTube, we see it on TV and stuff. Grand scheme of things, nobody cares. Nobody cares. And don't get on board with it, but it's not personal. So, but not to be personal. It don't need to be personal. Bro, Jota loved this FIFA as well. Liverpool fans used to make jokes that Jota used to get injured on. Bro, he used to love a game, innit? I remember, like, I think it was during lockdown. Yeah, FIFA is one thing. He done the FIFA thing. I think it was during lockdown. For the life of me, I can't remember it, yeah, but I think it went viral on social media because he took, I can't remember the team, but I think he took some non-league English side to winning the Champions League. I love their game, man. Love their game, man. Nah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Probably hasn't used it. Hey, you know what? Let's be better and not get personal. But yeah, I don't like the bullying thing. I don't like the bullying thing. I don't like the bullying thing. The thingy thing, and when it goes, I just don't like when it goes too far, bro. You know, I am a big fan of, you know, even my opinions. If I come out and say Bukayo Saka's world class and he don't look world class, slate me for that. But it don't need to be going into looks and family and stuff. God forbid. But how do you know a man's wife? You know, God forbid. But like, this is why people need to be careful with what they say. Like, how do you know a man's wife isn't going through health issues, or a kid, something's going on with his kid, or his mother or father isn't there? And generally, because a man's got a difference of opinion to you, really? Because a man's got a difference of opinion. Big up hats, my Achilles. Big up hats. DG, finally get to see you live. Love from Sydney, Australia. I said this yesterday and I've got no clue, but big up everyone around the world, but big up the Aussies in particular, because I don't know what it is. Maybe somebody's promoting me in Australia, but you lot are always here, man. Big up the Aussies, man. Big up the Aussies. Big up the Aussies, man. Big up the Aussies, man. I like to think I've been raised right, man. Shout out mum and dad. Banter is banter. We all know not to cross the line. Online, there's no real consequences. You get on banned. You really cross the line, then things can be done. I'll be real. I don't think people have grown up in the real world. Like, and I always say this to my friends. Yeah, you can always. It's a terrible example, but you can always tell when somebody's been punched in the face before or not. Because there's certain things you don't come out and say, bro. Like people need to be humble. I remember one time your mom sent a message to your followers for you to read out. I rate that. Big up you, DG. Blessings for your words. Big up your family and mom. R.I.P. Shaw. Appreciate you, my dude, man. But yeah, man. Big up Kizzy because you're always here. It's just football. In the grand scheme of things, it's just football, bro. It's just football. There are a lot of tough individuals, but only with their keyboards. Nothing wrong with being civil. It's not a weakness. It's not, but that's the thing. Unfortunately, and even on YouTube, these things are seen as weakness. They're seen as weakness. Like, if this is the problem with life. The person who shouts the loudest is seen as the strongest or whatever. 9 times out of 10, they're the weakest. They are the weakest, either physically, mentally, or whatever illies and skillies that we can come up with. Like, they're normally the weakest. People need to be able to debate. People need to be able to see things from a sense of a different point of view. Like, I've known when you look at football on YouTube, if I have one opinion in 2020, obviously there's flip-flopping in that, but if I have an opinion in 2020, I've got to hold that opinion until 2025. I genuinely believe if you're not a hypocrite, you're not living life. We're all hypocrites. And even on that, maybe I'm not logical, but I like to think I'm somewhat logical. If I believe something and I'm speaking with one of you lot and I believe, I don't know, Wanyeri is better than Saka right wing right now, for example, and then you give me some information and telling me Saka has actually you provide a different perspective. Saka is actually the guy. I'd be an idiot if I'd went, okay, sorry, he's got a point. It makes sense. Let me change my view. Unfortunately, that's the thing. But we live in a day and age, like as much. One thing that pisses me off about YouTube, yeah, or football YouTube, it's not about just talking about football. It's the acting, it's the agendas, it's the rage bait, it's everything. It's the fragile egos, it's the clickiness, and everything else that goes into it. It's everything beyond that. Everybody's acting. I've seen these kind of things. Certain man, or like I've been on shoots where people believe, like someone might believe Messi's the best person ever, and they'll say that before the camera rolls. The camera starts rolling, they're gonna slate Messi. It's WWE, man. It really is WWE. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Man was at the top of the world, all for it to be ripped away in an instant. Life can be cruel. It can be, man. It can be, and I'd say that's again for me. I think that's the most beautiful thing and sadness about life. In that, you know, when everything's going right, you need to keep your balance. When everything's going wrong, it can turn better in a day, man. Like, boy, it's mad. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. People gonna cross the line again and again and again and again, man. We're a paradoxical creature. I wish boy, that word is mad. Hypocrisy is in our blood, but we must take everything in moderation. Our own hypocrisy as well as how we judge others. But the problem is, it's easier to judge other people than yourself. When you point your finger at someone, there's free looking back at you, you know. If everybody used that kind of rhetoric, you might think twice before you slate someone, and you don't know what someone's going through. And I actually feel in line with the whole Egal stuff, definitely where footballers are concerned. People forget that these men are human, you know. Like, there needs to be a balance between criticism. Obviously, if a man's playing shit, and if he's good, he's good. But go remember, these are human individuals. But what do people sit there and tell you? Oh, they're earning a lot of money. These things are not going to change, though, man. Too much point scoring. It's free content, guys. Smash the likes, get to 500. It'd be nice. I don't know if we'll get to 500, but we got 155. Can we get to 200? God bless you all tuned in, man. Big up you lot, man. And this is what I like about my community. We can talk about football. We can talk about beer, things that's going on. Don't get when people say rivalries aside. It's a dickhead thing. You're a shit human being. If the first thing you see where someone's died at 20, oh, put rivalries aside, you're a piece of shit. Or you might feel you're saying something lit, but come on, it's nonsense. I find people get personal when they feel they've been beaten in a discussion, 100%. And I'm all for the banter. Like, I'm all for the banter, like keyword banter. I'm all for the banter, slating each other and whatnot. But there's a line in it, and it's a thick line, but it's also a thin one. DG, can you ever remember a situation at Arsenal where we had a similar scenario like Gyokeres and Sesko? Both situations seem complicated. R.I.P. Diego. Not off the top of my head, but I'd imagine this is 9 times out of 10. You know what? It's not the same. But I remember Partey's transfer. I know he's gone now, but I remember Thomas Partey's, like, that was the whole summer. We're going to get into it. But then when you look at this Gyokeres Sesko thing, it's one where I wish I was in the world of football, like either an agent, a scout, no Arteta, no better. Because what we're being told, in the media, which there is an element of journalists just trying to get clicks, and what's going on in the actual real world of football could be different. For we know, all of this talk around release clause and all this, the isms and schisms around Sesko and Gyokeres, it could be 100% nonsense, or it could be true or worse. Where I look at this Sesko thing, 1 minute we're getting him, then we're getting Gyokeres. I actually think Leipzig. I still think we're going to get Sesko. I think it's a game of charades. I think it's a game of chicken. I think if you're Berta, you're trying to see what's going on there. I think where Sporting and Gyokeres is concerned, I do think there's a sense of the footballing world potentially believing Gyokeres is slightly being overvalued by Sporting. I also believe there's a discrepancy between this, gentleman's agreement and the release clause and this thing and that thing. But I actually think, purely put, pardon me, Sporting Lisbon and Gyokeres' agent, I think these lot are beefing. And I think that's obviously harming Gyokeres, isn't it? Genuinely. Social media are too comfortable with disrespect. People not getting punched in the face. People not getting punched in the face, bro. I'll be real. I don't advocate violence, but bro, too much people are disrespectful. And half the time, all these lot that are very reckless with, taking it personal and doing this and that, bro, in the flesh, they're not on that. They're going to crumble. Like, I don't advocate saying this in someone's face, but at least if you're going to say them vile things on the net and you're prepared to say that in someone's face, I don't agree with it and I don't respect it. But at least, I wouldn't even say fair enough. At least you're with that. These people won't say that. And you know what the saddest thing is? These people are going to look back at all of these things that they've said, yeah, and they're going to feel like shit one day. Just yesterday, Terry had to ban someone that posted a pic of Terry's brother. Some lines you just don't cross. It's a dickhead thing, bro. It's a dickhead thing, bro. Big up Terry. You see what I'm saying? But it's easy to do that crap behind the screen. And I'm not one that wants social media to you got to put your driving license or your passport or you got to know who was whatever, but something's got to be, it's not going to, but something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. And what I believe is the scariest thing about social media is you can't assume that it's just strangers and random people from another side of the world to you doing all the madness on social media. For all you know, I'm not saying it's your friend, but it could be someone you know. And a lot of these people are projecting. Some people will just tear down someone because they're insecure and they don't believe in their thing. Most normal people, if you think I'm chatting shit, Lee Gunner's chatting shit, Dan's chatting shit, Turkish chatting shit, Gal chatting shit, whether how you feel, most normal people will turn it off, innit? Most people will just turn it off, go about the day, oh, this guy's chatting air. Let me go watch something I want. But there's some people that will dead. I see it all the time. You lot see, I'll bring it up on back for banter when we're live streaming. There's people that literally comment, I hate your content, which is cool. But they're here. They're in the live streams. They're in the comments. Like, I'm like, all right, cool. You're helping with the engagement, but you can't really hate, man. In your heart, you don't hate, man. You can't. Because I know if I hate something, or hate's a strong word. If I hate something or dislike something, I'm either going to close it or just alienate my mind or whatever from it. I don't want to hear about it, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to get on with my life. But it is what it is, man. But the moral of the story, people, don't let anyone tell you can't do anything. Don't let anybody, don't you're human, innit? If someone says something nasty to you, you're going to take it into a degree. As humans, we're kind of conditioned to that, in my opinion. Like 100 people could say something good to you. Like, let's just say for the galley out there, 100 man can tell you you're nice. Like, you're beautiful, hourglass figure, brownish out, man. Who said that? They could tell you're nice. But the 101st person says you're butters, or there's something wrong with your nose and you've never felt secure about your nose. You're going to remember that. Like, for me, I'm a bit desensitized, I feel, to good and bad comments now, if that makes sense. Like, constructive criticism is fine and whatnot, but if someone, I'm appreciative for all the nice comments and everything like that. And then every now and again, you get some heartwarming comments, man. Like, one thing I'm not going to say his name, but one thing that stuck with me, because we're on the topic of death, there was someone whose dad died, and they said, they didn't have the best of relationships with their dad, but one thing that helped them bond is watching Arsenal vids, and him and his dad used to take a shine to my content, which, again, what can you say to that? That's crazy, innit? And big up you lot, because you lot have helped me with my mental health and feeling like I'm someone and I can be something and there's a purpose and all of that. But as I was saying, like, it's a weird one, because if someone says you're making good content, I'm appreciative of it, but it's like, okay, if somebody says something negative, I'm like, okay, I don't really get excited with the nice comments. Don't get too down with the bad comments, because I'm a big fan of it. If I live for anyone's applause, I'm going to die by your booze, innit? Like, if that makes sense. Everyone loves you till they don't, So, yeah, man. This reminds me of one of the American streamers. His name is Max. His boys was running a hate page on him secretly. See what I'm saying? Dickheading. We love you too. See what I'm saying? But unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. If you hate something, you're not gonna watch 24/7. Exactly. But you know what? Some people are like, some people are just sad, bro. Some people are just sad. They ain't got the confidence to start their own YouTube channel or pursue whatever they want to pursue in life or do whatever. So they're gonna tear you down. You're like, some of your friends might be doing that, or they're gonna tear random strangers down and they get a kick from it. And that's sad, isn't it? But it's not gonna change, bro. It's not gonna change, fam. Like, it's not gonna change, lads and ladesses. It is what it is. All I can say is one day, the majority of these people, their conscience is gonna buck them. You can't run from your conscience forever, because boy, it is what it is, man. Appreciate you, Jay, man. Appreciate you, man. DG with you. I'm fed up with content creators tearing down our club for clout and clicks, critique, educate, and debate. These guys have sold out and betrayed the club. I hear you with that. For me, I've always said, yeah, if I'm sad or I'm slating the club, I don't think I've always, wait. The first thing I'll say is, it's not what you say, it's how you say it, innit? If you ever see me upset or happy, it's because I genuinely feel like that. Like, and for me, it's like I've got so many things wrong, but I just want you lot to see that it's from the heart. I've genuinely, with the best of intentions, to get it. So yeah, man. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna tell no one how to pay their bills, but you know, a lot of people are circus actors. You sit here and you behave like everything's amazing, you're gonna get in certain positions. You sit here and act like everything's rubbish, you know, you're gonna be like that. There's many things I'm negative about with Arsenal. There's all of that. But for me, my thing is not. I'm not gonna sit here and be positive for an hour for no reason. Negative, of course. I like to, you know, how many times have we done Arsenal therapy? We sit there, we have a moan, we get onto Arteta, we get onto the players, we have a little 10 minutes of doing all of that. But then beyond that, like, we can't keep moaning. We can't really. Well, obviously, it's football, innit? We don't make the decisions for Arsenal or any other club if you support them, innit? But at some point, we're gonna have to talk about solutions. It's like you in your life. You can be fed up with something, cry about something, bitch about something, vex about it. But at some point, you're gonna have to get on with it, aren't you? Crazy. Big up Shane. I've got my issues with the girls football and POV, but wife, kids. Big up Shane. I need to get you on the platform. That's what you see what I'm saying, Shane. Shane gets it. By all means, slate a man's footballing opinion. But family, boy, people have got way too much confidence saying what they want without getting punched in the face. The world would be better if a lot of people got rushed and banged in the face, bro. Like, genuinely. You can tell people that ain't lived in real life, bro. Like, Locatelli was pretty bad. He's been stinking it out for Juventus, innit? Young people do that. When you're older, you actually start feeling good, feeling the respect for one that beat you. It's true, but then I look at it, yeah, like, when I was a little kid, like, I wasn't going and saying reckless stuff. But there are people that get kicks out of it. There are people that get kicks out of it. So yeah, man. So yeah, it is what it is. Igal's a nice guy, bro. Very nice guy. One of the nicest guys I feel in the content game, bro. I can't lie, man. Bro, real talk. How does Liverpool go now? You want to be respectful to the family, but as bad as it sounds, he's a key player and they might need someone. I mean, naturally, they're gonna, you know, right now is probably not the time for them to, you know, for today, it is what it is. Pay your respects, but naturally, you're gonna have to, you know, you're gonna have to find another inside forward or a striker or whatever. And you know, obviously, prior to today, when we've been speaking about Liverpool, like, I would, if I was Slot, I would keep JOTA. I personally have felt, obviously, prior to him unfortunately losing his life, I would have thought that if your name is not Mohamed Salah and your name is not Cody Gakpo, I think everything is relative. I do think Jota, for as much as I think he was a good player for Liverpool and done good things, I think when I've spoken to Liverpool fans, they've question marked his consistency, and I would say he's had a lot of injuries in it. I think you look at Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez, obviously prior to today, they were probably two that would have been gone before him. But I feel I guess what I'm referring to is everything apart from Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo as an outsider looking in at Liverpool is fair game, in it. You can make a case of everyone leaving, but they're gonna have to sign someone. I don't know what that would mean for, you know, they do have Curtis Jones that can play in a bunch of roles. Harvey Elliott, I don't know if that, you know, that changes anything because he can play in a bunch of roles like out there. Honestly, I don't know. But they're gonna have to sign somebody else in it, unfortunately, man. But is what it is. DG, one day someone on YouTube is going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and then the person will get his face boxed off. You know, they're saying if your ears don't listen, your ass will feel. Unfortunately, and I'm not going to lie, I don't advocate violence, but some people, that needs to happen. That genuinely needs to happen. It needs to happen because too much people go through the world thinking you can talk to people however you want. Your shit don't stink. You can behave how you want to behave. Some people need a slap. Some people genuinely need a box in the face. Genuinely. Unfortunately. Like, unfortunately, it's so unfortunate, but unfortunately, it's a requirement. You know, especially when you're talking like how my man, I don't want to keep going over that because it's not the only example, but hey, girls better like you're never gonna see him, but you see that even though he's not worth it, I can't lie. Like me, boy, you get crashed. I'm definitely not a bad boy, but like better man than you could. Like I've survived a lot. I'm not gonna take it from you. For me, I would see those things as a threat. I would see those things as a threat. And if we was ever in the same scenario, just because you're talking about my mother, my wife, how she conceived my kids, bro, you need to hold a slap. You need to hold a box. You need to hold a box. I do what my older cousins did. You're getting put in a headlock. You know, when they twist up your arm and they make you say stuff like, say uncle or something like, well, that's what my uncle used to do. Say uncle, well, you need to get put in a chicken wing or something. And too much content creators think they're better than they are, man. Like their shit don't stink. Like at the end of the day, brother, we're normal human beings for one, and we're just talking about football, man. So yeah, man. DG, maybe registering an ID with YouTube or whatever social media platform may stop some of these nasty comments. Even when we add a comment, we get slagged off too. Surely life too short, mate. It's true, but just gotta air it, man. You just gotta air it, bro. You just gotta air it, man. If you live for the cheers, you're gonna die by the booze. I love this quote, DG. Love from Canada. Big up the Canadian ones, then, man. Big up the Canadians. You can be anything you put your mind to. The haters are the biggest fans. You gotta let the hate fuel you, bro. You gotta let the hate fuel you. I get it all the time, bro. Dude is falling off. There's no video, no views. And I'm like, I can't let you in. Even if I did believe, I'm the sort of person, even if I did believe all of these negative comments about myself, I can't show you that. Because I know just turning up every day is pissing you off. Fuck all of that. You got a new subscriber in me, bro. Listen for the first time yesterday. One love, Retro Imports, man. Welcome to the club. It is where it is, man. But yeah, man, I don't want to put too much of a sour note, man. Yeah, no, big up Shane. Shane's I need to get Shane on the platform. I disagree with a lot of what Shane stuff says, actually, when I watch his videos and stuff. But I also agree with a lot of what he says. But at the end of the day, it's football. I got time for Shane still. I don't know why. I don't know why. As a Londoner, I would always say Irish Dons, which Shane is. I don't know why, but Irish Dons and Northerners. So wherever up north is in it, like Northern accents in it, geography allow me in it. I just trust you lot. You lot just, and the Newcastle ones. I don't even know if that's up north, but them kind of regions there, I just find myself, I gravitate towards you lot because I just think you lot just say it as it is and whatnot, man. I just feel you lot wear your heart in the sleeves, whether you're right or wrong, man. I just feel you lot speak with honesty, man. Nah, no slagging off Aaron. Big up Aaron. To be fair, Aaron cut him off. Big up Aaron. Aaron's my guy, man. He told him to relax. Maybe could have muted him or something, but again, yeah, it is very. When you're in that, it's very different. Like it's very different. Like it's very different. Big up. Lee Gunner's a nice guy, you know. I can't sit here and tell you, like, I know Madman on the net, but Lee is actually very nice. I don't know for minions and all of these kind of things. If Lee is a certain sort of way to you lot and people are following him, then I hear it. But then it's them people's fault, Breading, isn't it? DG, did you know Ireland playing the Asian Cup with Australia? That sounds like a lie. I don't know. That sounds like a lie still. That sounds like a lie. I don't know if I should believe it. One love for the membership. Member for 54 months. How much years is that? All right, big up 2-3 because you always say 54 months. You know what? Let me not be dumb. I'm never going to try to do the maths. 54 months of support. How many transfer sagas have we come through? This one is weirdly effect compared to some. It's true, man. It's true. I was getting terrible abuse from Arsenal fans telling me Newcastle can't do nothing, but I gave up believing, went church every day. Then we beat you and won the cup. Anything's possible. Even anyone that's taking time out their life to do them idiot things, that it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Spot on, DG. None of us will ever fully agree on Arsenal and debate is fine. I've gotten heated with a gal, but there's no feelings at the end. He takes apart my views and I take apart his. Exactly. And the maddest thing is, we all just want the same thing. Like, for all football clubs, you just want to see people win. We've got 240 likes. Musk can get to 300. Bro, Lee's been how he is. And you know what the saddest thing I would say with Lee? He's a nice guy. People clip up his clips where he's moving mad, which cool. People have made their bed in it. They've made their bed, you know, everybody's something in it. Your bottom gooner, top gooner, or heterosexual fence sitter. With all us content creators are labeled one. But I do feel people don't see how much of a nice guy he is. And he's actually been consistent. Like Igal, I've met Igal in the person. Lee, I've met Lee. Harry, I've met Harry. Tom, I've met Tom. And the rest that goes on. People forget. Lee used to be hella positive about Arsenal, quote unquote. You can see these things on YouTube. He backed Emre a lot. When me and him, like when we always on AFTV, me and him used to go back and forth off camera about like Emre needs to, and Harry was like me and Harry versus Lee, but in jest of friendliness. Half of these people are nice guys, man. RIP shot, man. 4.5 years. Come on. But if anyone's, if you lot genuinely believe Lee is some way and people are breading him, then people need to stop breading. But let's be honest, a lot of YouTubers are hoes, bro. Like a lot of people, like whether it's the big platform, this one, that one, people just gravitate to where there's motion, bro. Like brothers are hoes, man. If someone is spending their time spreading negativity, they can never get their time back. People have been so disgusting to me that I take it as a compliment. You got to. Shout out Karma as well. You got to. Because if you really don't like something or feel some sort of way about something, you're not gonna behave how you're gonna behave, innit? Unfortunately, we're in a rage bait era, bro. You see the big platforms take it. How much ex-footballers do you see chatting shit? How many? Because rage bait. Because as humans, we haven't learned to ignore things. We haven't learned to ignore things. If somebody's talking, like you all know when someone's doing the rage bait thing, rather than go, oh, and I'm guilty of it as well. I'm not gonna act holier than thou. I would say it more, even down to when people are doing race baiting on social media, rather than just air it, because then there's no traction. If we air it, we're all gonna go, oh, what are you talking about? But then you spread it, we've spreaded their message, more eyes. We live in a day and age of just engagement. Nothing is about actual football, like relating it back to football. A lot of this content thing is not about the football. It's not about the football and the footballing opinions. It's about all the other bullshit. It's like being a musician. Like, I guess for musicians now, it's not even about the music. It's about TikTok. It's about controversy. It's not about the true art, bro. Protect your energy, man. Yeah, no, don't watch Rage Bait if you don't want to watch it. The thing is, everyone can watch whatever they're watching. DG baited me into subscribing to him when he took his shirt off. SDL. You actually the class clown of our platform, You know what? I watched some Norgard interviews. He'll be good for the dressing room, but I don't want to see him play. Boy, take a day off, man. RIP, Jar. It shocked everyone. Like, shocked everyone. So if we're feeling like this and we don't know Donny from Adam, God forbid, but how does his mother and all of those things feel, man? Like, it's jarring. Exactly. Well, Lee, that's the thing. Lee was bare positive. If Lee feels that way, then at least I can, like, for me, I could say, for me anyways, I think Egal genuinely thinks the way he does. I think Lee thinks the way he does. I think Tom thinks the way he does. I think Harry thinks the way he does. Yeah, there's plenty of other names, but we're here doing bare things. But unfortunately, one thing I've learned with content is just being honest, don't sell, innit? Like, it is where it is. But let's crack on, guys and girls. What's this? Let's start with this one. What is this? Belief player will be at pre-season on Monday if Arsenal have an agreed fee by then. Now, with it being Thursday, wait, what? Monday? It's Thursday now. Are they talking about next Monday? I don't know. But we've all heard now Gyokeres has one goal in mind, and that's to join Arsenal. And whether you want Gyokeres or not, and again, rumors are rumors. The amount of rumors that he's doing to get to Arsenal, even leaving his wife, I'm not going to lie, that kind of mentality I want in my striker. Because if you're willing to leave your wife to go and play for Arsenal Football Club, what are you doing to score goals? Because I must admit, I'm not saying he's like this, but we need a nasty striker, man. Like, remember Diego Costa bite people's ears and do mad stuff? I wouldn't mind having someone with a bit of dog in them, man. So yeah. Bowler states Arsenal could try and agree a fee for the 27-year-old before then to save him having to show his face in Lisbon. But if they don't, he'll start pre-season at Sporting. We have heard rumours of him not wanting to go over there. Gyokeres reportedly threatened not to return for training if the Sporting president Varandas refused to lower his 80 million euros demand. Bowler states the Lisbon club are now certain the Sweden international will join the group if an agreement isn't reached for his transfer. Arsenal have indicated their willingness to offer 55 million euros plus 10 million euros and raise the fixed part to 60 million euros. This hasn't been entertained by the Portuguese champions, who are requesting 80 million euros. So we actually haven't learned anything there. We're not going to go over it, but just from browsing, it seems like Sporting Lisbon are being linked with a lot of strikers and trying to tie up some moves in that regard. But that ain't anything else, man. I mean, I must admit, I'm getting quite tired of hearing about Gyokeres. The only thing that would incite me is if a bid's been made, accepted, or rejected at this point. The same goes for Sesko. Gyokeres and his agent, Hassan Sentikaya, insist that Sporting have promised to release him for 60 million euros plus 10 million euros. Varandas has already denied that and said the club has only agreed to sell him for less than his 100 million euros. So it's getting messy. So for me, as I said, I think it's purely Sporting's agent. Sorry, Gyokeres' agent against Sporting. I think these two are the reason Gyokeres ain't getting his move. And I guess indirectly that affects Arsenal, who have been linked with him, United, who have been linked with him, Liverpool were linked with him, Chelsea were linked with him, a couple Italian clubs, Napoli and Juventus. So we'll have to see. We ain't learned anything there. In relation to Mascara, apparently the Valencia defenders rejected the club's Valencia contract renewal offer and told them to listen to Arsenal's proposals for him. Our knock is different, isn't it? When we knock, you know how wavy this could be nonsense, but that's kind of wavy. Go and listen to Arsenal's offer. Boy, he's going to be good for us. But we need defensive cover. They explained Valencia officially offered the centre-back a new deal yesterday, but the defender has rejected this. He wants to play for Arsenal, according to report. The offer Valencia made was to extend until 2028, which would be a 3-year deal and include a progressive wage increase. But his desire is to play in the Premier League. He already has the terms of a contract agreed with Arsenal. Valencia have been made aware of this desire and now need to work out a deal with Arsenal. Mascara has asked Valencia to reach an agreement. Arsenal initially offered 14 million euros for the player, who is out of contract next summer. The Spanish side have stated it would be near impossible for them to allow Mascara to leave for less than 20 million euros. Whatever Arsenal or someone's going to pay you, his contract is running up in it. So you can do the Braveheart thing. You probably have to let him go. Leipzig were linked with him. Maybe if you agreed this Sesko thing, you'd have money to go and get him because they're probably going to sell. Lecaber's been linked with a move away. That would have made sense. I'm happy with Mascara's signing. Not going to sit and act like I know Donny, but from what I've seen and research, you are going to drop clangers. There's going to be games where you look way more mature than a 20, 21-year-old, and there's going to be times you don't. Think when Gabriel was learning his tricks and trades of the game. But you can play left-sided centre-back, right-sided centre-back, where I think's your bread and butter, and also right-back. We all know our defensive unit is probably where we're most comfortable in terms of the numbers and actually the ability. But then when you really break it down, there's cause for concern. Timber had to play a lot post-ACL. Ben White had to play through the wars. You have to, consider maybe Miles Lewis-Skelly could get injured and he's young and learning and things like that. Calafiori's been in the treatment room more than on the pitch. Tomiyasu only played 6 minutes. I think Kivior stays, but he could ask to leave. Zinni's probably gone. And I'm probably missing someone. Tierney's gone. We're in issues there. So we need to restock that. And actually, where Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, they've not been afforded opportunities to be rested, if not necessarily for games, but 20 minutes here, 30 here, 45 minutes here, it all adds up. So I'm cool for this. Obviously, he's young, development, resale value, all that kind of jazz. There might be an element of future proofing if he develops and Saliba goes Real Madrid one day and Gabriel Magalhaes is only 27, but you never know, people. So it is what it is. They've rejected the first offer, which typically happens in negotiations, does it not, people? He had initially indicated he would like to stay and develop with Valencia, but their delay in offering him a new contract has given Arsenal the advantage. You snooze, you lose then, innit? They've taken hold of his head and heart with their efforts and offered him better financial terms than those in charge at the Messiah. And Valencia is a difficult club to play for as well, so it'll be bullish. And obviously, you're not going to get, at this moment in time, Timber's a better option at right back. Timber's a better option at right back. Ben White's a better option. You're not getting ahead of Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba. I would play you ahead of Kivior, but in terms of what we've seen from Kivior and what we haven't seen from you, because you ain't played for our club, you're going to be behind. I only mention that because he played 37, I believe, or 38 La Liga games last season. I'm sure, obviously, playing regular football for Valencia or someone else could boost your chances of getting in the Spain squad for next season. Equally, moving to Arsenal could, but you're going to have to play games to do that. So I want him to come here. I want to take someone's place. When, as much as I like the kumbaya thing and we're all friends at the club and things, we're not here to make friends. We're here to win stuff. So yeah, it is what it is, man. No club should announce their deals today for sure. I agree and disagree. I agree because obviously that's all that matters. But unfortunately, the world has to keep spinning, man. But yeah, it'll be put in poor taste. Like, you can announce these things later, innit? If we had 20 to 30 goal contributions, then Sesko would have been 85 million. DG, how do you function with that many tabs open? My head is spinning. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. How are we going to get over it? How are we going to talk about these things? You always do this. How are we going to talk about these things? How? I always say tab police, look away. Gyokeres leaving his missus the same way DG would. I'm loyal to the soil, man. I'm loyal to the soil, man. I'm loyal to the soil. Just stop it, yeah? Stop it. 29, that's all I hear. Man's got a name. Our transfer window so far is fringe players for the squad, and I'm happy now we move. I hear that, but I want to see us grab some serious players, man. I want to see us grab some players. DG, we're going to play one touch today. No extra touches. This guy's a muppet, but my guy, man. Shout out my mod. Some of you are mad, but cool. So that's that. Apparently, according to Team News and Ticks, now, for me, I'm not going to lie. When it comes to the ITKs, I'm only trusting Han of Arsenal. I think he's verified his thing, in it, if I'm honest with you. Team News and Ticks did have a run. Really, we should just be waiting until people are announced on Arsenal.com or Romano and David Ornstein. But apparently Arsenal are really struggling to agree a deal with RB Leipzig over Sesko. And while the club are still trying to complete a deal, there's currently no headway being made. What do we make of that? Arsenal will not pay more than, you're cop blocking this now, will not pay more than 70 million euros for Sesko. Arsenal are waiting to see if Leipzig change their stance. As Sesko is Mikel Arteta's preferred target, he feels Sesko completes the team. So a game of chicken, but at some point we're going to have to say, you know what, fuck this Sesko, you Gyokeres or whoever. Pardon me, we're led to believe, at least yesterday, that Sesko is finally going to move to Arsenal. Romano's apparently said there have not been any changes over a deal for Gyokeres tonight. Sporting's asking price needs to be clarified before a deal can be closed. Arsenal are advanced in talks with Sporting regarding Gyokeres, and the club feel they're within touching distance of the finish line. Gyokeres has already agreed a 5-year contract. Sources close to the Arsenal deal for Benjamin Sesko have informed court of side that the parties involved may be nearing a compromise on a fee in the region of 75 million euros. So depending on where we read, it's just whispers. And every journalist, this might be facts, but every journalist is adding their own little spin. It's all about engagement, isn't it? Team News and Ticks also said on Sesko, people, the original thought was that Leipzig wanted 83 million. I think the structure is as complicated as the fee, because I think the 83 million euros was all up front, essentially like a release clause. And if you wanted to break it down, Leipzig wanted more money. Arsenal always thought Leipzig would budge. Arsenal obviously don't want to go to that amount, and it's been stuck. It seems as it's a bit of an impasse. Leipzig's point of view is Arsenal haven't put their best foot forward. I think Arsenal's point of view is there's no point with the numbers they're speaking. They're not putting any foot forward. From him being our preferred target, I would say it probably now looks unlikely. It's not completely off or dead, but it probably won't happen. So then just get the Gyokeres thing, innit? I like Sesko. I like Gyokeres. I'm not on this play thing. Cool. Get my striker in it. Cool. If this is that, Gyokeres, come and join us. Get Eze in. Zubimendi, when the time's to announce that. Keep it moving. Try as much as you can for Rodrigo. If not, fuck off with Rodrigo then, because better show me you can pivot. You ain't show me nothing because I'm just a fan in it. But go all out for Rodrigo. But make sure you've got someone that is a left wing target, because we want Eze regardless. So go and get me a left winger. Go and get me a striker. Just go and do all of these things. I don't want to see what we've seen in previous years. We're chasing one man, we don't get it, and it is what it is. But I hopes to finalize the signing of Gyokeres. The player wants to join Arsenal and is now close to agreeing personal terms with the club. But apparently, some reports have said we've agreed personal terms, and it's just a fee now. So again, they're just bare remixing going on with the club. Sporting have so far been uncompromising, but Berta hopes to settle on a fee slightly lower than 70 million euros. So yeah, Sporting are cop blocking the operation. If Arsenal's first choice genuinely is Sesko, Manchester United, Manchester City, Real Madrid are apparently all tracking Sesko's situation in case Arsenal fail to get a deal done. As it stands, Leipzig's demands are too high. Real Madrid probably looking at him as a long-term target. If you go to whatever club and you really develop and be this bad boy striker, cool. I think they do want a striker, but they're more looking for a Hosselu kind of one, squad filler. And that Garcia youth's done very well at the Club World Cup. Manchester City, I'm not sure. To have him and Haaland, football manager lovers would love that. And the chance to work with Pep. And I mean, if you've got Haaland, Sesko, Marmoush, all them other attackers there, it's lit. Man United, I think, would want him today, because Man United, Chelsea and Arsenal for the last 2 years have been looking at him. And this just could all be nonsense, people. I don't know. Today, I was told that Arsenal spoke to Ollie Watkins again and said hold fire on any deal. He would be third choice. But with the first two looking difficult, it's not a third choice. That's miles away. Watkins is an Arsenal fan and would love to play for them. What do you lot make of that? I think it would be a bit of a downer, because Gyokeres' numbers are hard to ignore, and you know him and Sesko. And you could, not for the numbers, but Sesko's our first choice target. Gyokeres is someone we'd all love, and we've been linked with them. I think people would look at Watkins as an underkill. But I think he might cost a lot less. He is Premier League proven. It might not be the most glamorous name. I wouldn't sit there and think, oh, but I wouldn't think he's a bad player. In an ideal world, I would love to get Sesko, either Sesko and Gyokeres and not only Watkins. He can play out wide. I wouldn't say it's inspiring though. I would have to say for fans to really get gassed, you have to bring Eze regardless. I think Eze, Watkins, people are like, all right, cool, that can mix and blend with Saka. But I think to kind of please us and shiny new toy, you'd have to give us Rodrigo. But if you rock up with Watkins, Madueke, way, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next season, but I do know Arteta, regardless, you have to find a way to make sure there's a parade. Can we get to 300 likes, people? We're flirting with it. There's over 700 of you in here. We've got 289 likes. If you hit the like button, big up yourselves. Musk can do that. Watkins was good last season. He's not name brand. It's not a sexy signing. It's not a long-term addition, and he would be our third choice. So fans can pour on that, but boy, Tottenham did want Nordgaard. Thomas Frank absolutely loves him. He can't stop singing his praises. Nordgaard only wanted Arsenal. He wasn't going to listen to anything else. I mean, that's a good way to, endear yourself. With Eze, that is a deal Arsenal could get wrapped up in the next hour if they wanted to. Eze is desperate for it. There are rumours, I don't know where from, that Palace are willing to deal under the release clause. Apparently, he's on his honeymoon of his own, people. So we'll have to see when he gets back from his honeymoon. Ben Jacobs has spoken about Xavi Simons. There's an outside chance, depending on what the final price is, and this is more left field, but Xavi Simons is one that Arsenal really like. I like him, but just because I like you don't mean I have to sing you, like gas you up. I like you. I think you're a very good player. I think you're on the right side of age, so you can be here long term. I can see why, obviously technical ability, dribbler, can score goals, versatile, all of that. I just feel he's a bit too hot and cold. I just feel he's a bit too hot and cold across 90 minutes and 10 games. I don't know what I'm getting from you. A bit like how I feel different, but Rafael in that of that 10-game sample size, first 2-3 games, you might be a bad boy, best player in the world for those games, scoring the goals, making a difference. The next 2, you might be a bit indifferent. And then the rest, you might be -3 out of 10. Do you get where I'm going with it? So, yeah, the challenge is that it was a complicated deal that saw him go to Leipzig. The total outlay was 80 million euros. The guaranteed total outlay was 80 euros. The guarantee fee was 50 million euros. But if he leaves so soon, a lot of those add-ons would need to be paid. There's a window of opportunity, so I'd keep a small eye on Arsenal, but I don't want to get anyone overexcited needlessly. And the way they're acting over Sesko, one needs to wonder, with what we're seeing with the baggage in that deal, how difficult it'd be to prize him away from Leipzig. But you would imagine him, Openda, Lukeba, Sesko, they're all going to be linked with moves when potentially leave. Leipzig are not in the champs. They need bread. They need to rebuild. And they're probably a selling club. Anyways, Ornstein has said, bearing in mind, once said we want 3 attackers. Arsenal always wanted to strengthen on the left wing, but they've got Martinelli there. If he was to leave, which I can't see happening, you could see them bringing in a top left-sided winger. If he is not to leave, I don't think so. We've reported on the likes of Rodrigo and Anthony Gordon. I think that's if Martinelli leaves. I don't necessarily think that's if he was to stay, people. Oh, okay. Mascara's decided not to accept Valencia's proposal of a contract renewal. The player wants to join Arsenal and hopes the 2 clubs can reach an agreement. We've definitely gone over that. I need to watch the time because I've got a meeting. My understanding is that Christian Mascara's desire is very clear. Arsenal. Mascara wants to play for Arsenal. Now it's on Valencia and Arsenal to reach an agreement on the fee. The attraction of Arsenal is very strong for the players. A different knock. Word to Alex when we knock. Or word to Raul Sanye. Arsenal and Brentford have exchanged all paperwork for Christian Nordgaard deal. The Danish midfielder will join Mikel Arteta's squad as expected. We've gone over Eze. Long story short, Ornstein has said we want to pay less than his release clause. It's unclear if we would have to sell to facilitate that. He would be a separate pursuit in addition to a left wing and a striker, which probably the biggest thing I like the most. The player is keen on the move. He's excited by the project. Apparently, we've started talks on the conditions of a deal with both Palace and his reps, if Romano is to be believed. He's part of a 3 attacker plan at Arsenal this summer, and the club are in the driving seat to sign him at the moment. Arsenal are, but it's like F1. You could be leading the race. Someone could overtake you. Arsenal are prepared to sign Eze, Rodrigo, and a striker, but are waiting for Rodrigo to say he wants to leave Madrid. At some point, that's going to have to happen. Where we've advanced on Eze signing in recent hours with the player and his reps. Arsenal deliberating whether to activate the release clause. We all know we're not going to do that. We're going to try and make it favourable terms, maybe pay a bit over the odds, but through a longer period of time. Apparently, we value him below his 68 million pounds release clause. We've not bidded. The interest is serious and is advancing. Apparently, he's keen on the move, according to Ben Jacobs. We've made an offer to Chelsea for Madueke. Anyways, people, for what I'm told, hearing from people close to the situation, once Real Madrid get back from the Club World Cup, Rodrigo's going to make it clear he wants to leave. I think Rodrigo's quickly emerging as Arsenal's dream target. I think everything points towards Rodrigo leaving. My belief is that Arsenal will be towards the top of his desired places to go. Arsenal know what kind of fee it will take to sign Rodrigo, around 75 million. They know about his wage, and that hasn't scared them off one bit. Completely off topic, people, yeah. But I've tried to be consistent with going live at, I don't know why, but 1:45 p.m., yeah. Is that consistency doing anything for you? Not the time, but just it's there, in it. Like, just, this is our family trying to make it better. Just let me know that. Arsenal took advantage of talks with Victor Gyokeres' agent, Hassan Sentikaya, to discuss another one of his clients, Magnus Aduche. A lot of you lot call me underrated, yeah? If you're not subscribing, hitting the like button, leaving a comment under the video, not the live chat, it's not going to change. Make sure you're following on TikTok and Twitter. Just type in Deluded Gooner. Thank you in advance, my family. The player features predominantly on Arsenal's list of potential wingers. However, Monaco demanded 70 million euros. I mean, him as a striker, I wouldn't be against it. I just, based on what I know of the player, very different to Eze. I think we only go for you if the Eze thing don't bang, That's just me. Ornstein has said, oh gosh, maybe this is, why we shouldn't talk about it. Madueke is one of the players Arsenal are looking at. Arsenal have long been searching for backups / competition for Saka. They first looked at Mbeumo. That didn't work out. So they had to look at alternatives. Madueke is among them. A lot appeals to Arsenal about that profile because he can play on the other side too. He'll be known to many of the Arsenal players. He's London-based, and Chelsea are always open to conversations about trading. Clearly, they got money launder. It's clearly one Arsenal are doing some work on. Conversations are more on the player side. I don't know of anything club to club at this point, but that can change very quickly. That's a fluid conversation at the moment. If he is to go, Chelsea will be looking for a sizable return. I don't know the exact fee. Some people have reported in excess of 45 million. I've previously seen it was higher. Previously, certainly higher than what they've paid for him, I'd imagine. At this point, we're robbing ourselves. Could you imagine 65 million for Kai Havertz, 50 odd for Madueke? The loan fee might not have been too much for Sterling, but it was still too much, and everything in between. Crazy what we're doing. Zubimendi was apparently to be announced as an Arsenal player tomorrow, which would have been today. Obviously, I'd imagine almost every club is not going to announce anything. And RIP Diogo Jota once again, people. If we are to turn towards Ollie Watkins, apparently we're going to have a fight because Man United have looked at him. To be fair, I think he'd be a good signing for them. Is there anything new here? I'd imagine there'll be a bit of a freeze on that sort of stuff. That's not just my Twitch page. Patrick Vieira apparently wants to sign 3 players from his former club, people. Apparently he wants to raid Arsenal. Hey, once a Gooner, always a Gooner. Come on, my guy. Apparently he's chasing Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson, and Lokonga. Hey, take them today. Take them today. Berta's Italian. Patrick Vieira spent time in Italy and can speak Italian. Take them today. Especially Lokonga. Fabio Vieira, that could be a good move. Unpopular opinion, Fabio Vieira, go Como. I'm actually going to start Football Manager being Como. Says Fabregas is signing good players. Now, that sounds good. I can't see them signing all 3 of those. I'm not sure for Fabio Vieira's wages. I mean, Lokonga to play in Italy and learn under Vieira could be an attraction. And Nelson needs to cut in it, if I'm honest with you. According to Tutor Mercato Web, all 3 are of interest to Patrick Vieira. I don't know if I believe it, if I'm honest with you. I really don't. Especially, it could be good for Nelson, especially with, British players moving abroad quite a lot these days. It could be good for Nelson. Also advancing in talks for Eze. He's given his approval to the move to the Emirates. We've gone over that. Separate from Madueke, Tottenham are at the moment not advancing for Eze. They're focusing on Kudus. Keep an eye on Arsenal and Eze. Okay, we definitely will, but you don't need to tell us, Arsenal fans. United have stepped up their pursuit of Ollie Watkins. Christian Mosquera's made it clear where he sees his future as Arsenal tried to sign him. Big you up for that one. I'm so good. It's so good. I got it twice. And long story short, our interest in Eze has been well established. We're clearly looking at him. He can play everywhere, and clearly we'll pay above his release clause because it means we can tailor the payments. Dharma Sheffer said, it's a release clause situation we've got here, 60 million. We think which could rise to 68. It's easy for a club to say, yes, we'll meet that release clause, and then the selling club can't do much about it. Sometimes you can get a situation with a release clause when a club wants to negotiate on that. In this case, if Arsenal were to do that, they would have to approach Crystal Palace. That's not necessarily lower than the release clause. The 60 plus 8 is something that would almost be guaranteed to Palace. If Arsenal offer 70 to 75 million, for argument's sake, people say, why would they do that? It could be exchange for favorable payment terms. You might need to pay the release clause in 3 installments, for example. But if Arsenal say to Palace, that they'll pay a bit more in 4 installments. We know everyone is looking at FFP, which is done on a 3-year rolling basis. We're a long way from Arsenal discussing personal terms, which contradicts everything we've seen. But it's clear Eze is a player of interest to them. I mean, Palace, man, you lot are the reason Arsenal haven't won a trophy. You took our best centre back in Rob Holding, our best goalie in Matt Turner, our best striker in Eddie Nketiah. Give us a deal. Please don't sign Lokonga or Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson's better than Saka. But yeah, that appears everything. How many tabs of Eze you got, DG? Definitely Eze FC. I like it, man. Personally, I think after we sign Zubimendi, we'll sign one more player with 50 million, and that will be it. I hope not, because some of the names we're linked with, we need it. Get the likes up. I unlikely fraud. Some of you got crazy names, man. I swear DG has more tabs than I have money in my wallet. And Norton Coffee. Big up Norton Coffee for winning the under-21s championship. He is there. You lot got jokes, innit? Last 24 hours, everyone's got jokes. You lot must have a private chat. We're like, oh, let's bust jokes on DG stream. And it's my mods as well. Condolences to JOTA once again, man. I will literally take any other right winger as backup for Saka. And yes, 100% to do sign the Chelsea player. Unpopular opinion for me, I don't think we need that. I don't think we need backup for Saka. Stay with me. If the club get me a striker, get me a left winger, get all the things we need, and obviously Eze, and you want to get another right winger, great. But do we need the right winger? Because Eze can play everywhere. When I'm talking about Eze, I think I keep talking personally about left 8, the 10, and what that could mean for Odegaard. Could play as a false 9. Obviously, right now, he's probably getting off the left ahead of Trossard or Martinelli. He can also perform off that right. You got Wanyeri in the cut as well. If they stay at the club, I'm not saying it's the answer, but they're very unlikely on a regular basis to play on a regular basis, whoever it is on the right-hand side. When fit, Jesus could do a job. Martinelli could do a job. Trossard could do a job. I know he's not fit, but Gabriel Jesus. Do we really need a right wing? Do we really need... Obviously, if you find a young G that's not going to burst the bank, great. But do we really need to find somebody that is an out-and-out right winger as backup for Saka? Of course, it'd be nice to be here and say, 2 of every position, and I want depth, but do we really need that? Do we really need that? I'm not too sure. We need a left wing. We need a striker. I would rather us, excluding Eze, if you offered me another 10 to fight with Saka, fight with Odegaard, or another right winger to fight with Bukayo, I'm picking the 10, for example. Consistent time is great. Thank you, man. At least someone answered the question. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, BG. That's a combined 180 million, give or take. We won't spend without selling. We do have to. There is an element of us having to sell. Arsenal signed Gyokeres. Until I see it on Arsenal.com, I don't know, man. Make sure you put a timestamp on the Madueke news. God forbid. God forbid, man. Yes, man. Then I'm off to watch some anime. Man mentioned McTominay. I'm shook now. Grown man watching anime, watching cartoons, you know. Allow me. This Xavi guy fits Arteta's profile, to be fair, to be honest. If Arteta wasn't worried about PR, his dream signing would be Scott McTominay, a midfielder who can defend and crash the box. Arteta would love McTominay. Our 3 attackers will probably be Eze, Madueke, Sesko /Gyokeres. Brother. Stay strong, Leipzig. Don't budge on your arcs price. Sesko is a baller with a higher ceiling than that. They should in fact increase their arcs. Now get Gyokeres. I see what you did there. Jamie Simmons would be good, but yeah, on top of just having a saucy player, I don't think it addresses everything. Watkins is okay if we get Gyokeres and his second choice strike option, but if he's the main striker next season, boy, DG sounds jealous of Jamie Simmons. Man, shut up, man. Just shut up. Shut up, man. Does Watkins get you to the next level, which is winning? Not alone, no, but Gyokeres doesn't guarantee that because the stats are undeniable. But what if some of the naysayers about Portuguese league, what if it don't bang? I think it will bang, but what if it don't? I think Sesko will be all right. What if Sesko gets less than the 13 league goals? What if Watkins doesn't show his Premier League proven? My point being, I don't think one striker in isolation is going to take us to the next level. It's a massive stride forward if you go and sign a striker, a left winger, Eze, confirm Zubimendi and all these things. We need to do that. We need to review what we're doing in terms of the physio department, and Arteta's got to evolve stuff. We need plan Bs. We need to be a bit different. We need to be a bit off the cuff. We need to be random. We need to do everything. We need to do everything. Signing's half the job, but it's a bloody good big half of the job, mate. DJ, I ain't here punching windows out and breaking glass, but this is why Arsenal slightly annoy me. We aren't far off and we need them level raisers. Don't want a repeat of last summer in Jan. Fair play. The way Arteta sets up, he needs a false 9 up top. That's why I don't think we'll sign a striker. We may end up signing Eze to play there. I don't see that deal happening either. Whatever Arsenal do, whether it's the dream that we all want or not, Arteta, you need to see a trophy, bro. I need to see a trophy. There needs to be a parade of some sorts in Islington. Arsenal need to make a decision and move swiftly. To be fair, there clearly is a lot of moving parts. So I don't think Arsenal are moving clueless and 1 minute they're I don't think they're undecided on Sesko or Gyokeres. I think the only thing that makes the difference is whichever club is playing some level of quote-unquote hardball. But yeah, man. Can you close one tab at least, please? No. Because when I cut up the transfer news bit, I need to remember what we was talking about. No. But at some point they'll be closed. Nah, bro. Arsenal was interested FC, bro. Only Zubimendi and Kepa are done deals. But let's just take time, man. Just take time. The nonsense what Sporting Lisbon are doing by denying Gyokeres to sign for us is ridiculous. To be fair, though, are they wrong, though? Because they should be playing hardball. Kenan Yildiz is great. He's just going to cost an arm and a leg. Big up Wanyeri. Genuine question. Why are you so annoyed by your transfer window? You sign 3 players and just signing more. Why is it so negative? Where have I said I'm annoyed? DG thought Berta was getting the players on. If they fail, it's Arteta's fault. I get it. Okay. Gyokeres and Eze or Sesko and Rodrigo? I shouldn't ask some questions, man. Eze's cold. Gyokeres could. It's Gyokeres. I'm a fan of Gyokeres. I like Sesko. Brazil bias. I can't really. They're all potential, but it's like Gyokeres is 27. You're here for right now. Eze is the same. Sesko, I'm betting a lot on your potential. Rodrigo, I think you've only scratched the surface of your potential. I'm not gonna lie. My heart is telling my brain is saying Gyokeres and Eze, but Brazil, Sesko and Rodrigo. Sesko and Rodrigo. I think Saka's done, in my opinion. I've seen what this manager did to Jesus' career. Saka's done. Let's say that. Saka's God's favourite, mate. He's all right, bro. He's all right. Where do you see Max Dolman fitting into this team if he is to be part of the set? Right now, you just get your minutes where you can. You might get some minutes out wide, the occasional minute in the 10. Long term, that's a 10 and an 8. And with you, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Saka, you'd think Saka's a 30. Sometimes I see Miles Lewis-Skelly and Saka. I forget Saka's young himself. He looks like a big dog. I need to see that. If we get to a reality where Dalman's in the first team one day, Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Saka, I'm getting closer to seeing a full 11 of Haylenders. Jack Porter, keep working, man. Keep working. Is it possible to get Calvert-Lewin at the moment? I guess it was. Name the 3 players we signed and then think about the area we need the most. That answers your question. Lee Gunner said it's a Northall window. Listen, big up Lee, but you're asking me about what a next man said. Like, you formulated about me being there. You got to take that with Lee, my brother. This time slot covers both UK and US time zones perfectly. We'll bear that in mind, man. We'll bear that in mind. In 5 years, Saka's 28. Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how time flies. I can remember when Saka was 18. Now he's a madman. Only things with Simmons is the price. But that seems to be the case of everybody. Like, Eze is going to cost decent. Rodrigo's costing something. Sesko/Gyokeres is costing some peas. Xavi Simmons is costing some peas. We're definitely winning the World Cup. Brazil settings, man. Unfortunately, though, people, I've got a meeting, so I'm going to have to cut this one slightly short. But we've been here for an hour and 18 minutes. We've gone over JOTA, RIP. We've spoken about some life facts. You lot have come heavy and, supported the channel and whatnot. I will get the timestamps done. I will put the cut-up clips on YouTube. Appreciative to you lot. Without you lot, it's dead. So, yeah, on that note, I'm going to love and leave you lot. One love, man. You always just got to act when like